Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Make My Food Awesome. I'm Mark Allen France, your guide to good food. And I just wanted to start off the show by saying thank you very much to all of our new subscribers who are now Team Awesome members. And if you guys are new here, go ahead, feel free, go down to that subscribe button, hit the subscribe, hit the little bell next to it and get all of our notifications, and then you can check out all of our other episodes, our quick tips, our quarantine cocktails, and anything else that we have coming up. So today we're doing an episode that's kind of a piggyback episode on our green bean and wax bean canning episode. Now in that episode, Trisha showed you guys how to go through the whole process of taking the beans, washing them, snapping them, and preparing them to put into our jars for canning. Well, in the episode, you may have noticed she was taking smaller beans and setting those aside in their own little bowl. Well, those beans were saved for today's episode. And today we're going to be showing you guys how to can dilly beans. So if you've never had a dilly bean, they're a very delicious dish. You can either have it as a side or you could have it as a main. Now, some fun facts that Trisha told you guys about in the past about beans are: one, they're rich in vitamins A, C, and K. They're a good source of folic acid and fiber. And one fact that I didn't even know is there's over 130 varieties of green beans. And in regards to the dilly beans that we're going to be canning, they were created back in 1958, and they were a novelty product that was created to put on the market to sell. And now lots of people can these up and they enjoy them for their meals almost every day. So I remember when I was really young, one thing that we used to do is we used to get portioned out sections of the garden, and we had to go out there and pick either beans or beets. Sometimes we had corn, we had onions, but the fun thing was always going by the green beans, picking them off, snapping off the ends, just rub the dirt off a little bit and eating them. And it was a fun snack. And even today, we'll keep a little bag of those in our refrigerator and snack on those from time to time. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you guys exactly how we go through the process of canning the dilly beans, which is a bit simpler than the actual canning process for the green and wax beans. And then we're going to come back, we're going to give those a taste and let you guys know exactly what I think about it. So be back in just a moment.
Mark makes his way to the garden to gather some dill. We're not making pickles this time. It's going to be dilly beans. I'm going to prepare my garlic by peeling it. I want 2 small cloves for each of the pints of dilly beans. Now I'm going to combine 2.5 cups of water, 2.5 cups of white distilled vinegar, and 1/4 cup of canning salt. I'm going to place this on the stove, and I'm going to bring this to a boil because this is going to be the brine for our dilly beans. Next, after I sanitized each of my jars, I'm going to add 2 small cloves of garlic and a head of dill to each of my pints. Now it's going to be time to add the green beans. These have been washed and the tops of the beans have been removed. I'm going to pack each of my jars vertically with the beans. I'm going to put in as many of the green beans that I can. I ended up using about 1 pound of fresh green beans to do this. Make sure though at the top of your jar you have a 1/2 inch of head space. Now it's time to add our brine. Before the brine goes in, I will place 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper into each of my pints. And then I'm going to fill the jar with brine, again leaving 1/2 inch of head space. Now I'm going to make sure that the rim of the jar is clean before I add my hot lid. Now I'm going to secure the ring to the top. I will do the same for the second pint. Now it's time to place my pints into a hot water bath. I want to make sure that the jars are not touching. I will let these process in the hot water bath for 10 minutes. Now it's time to remove our jars so they can cool down and seal. These happen to be one of Mark's favorites. I'm going to have to make a lot more than 2 pints to get through the rest of the year.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and spoon these up into my dish. Now, the one thing you're going to want to remember is when you're doing your My Plate, that's 1 cup of cooked or raw green beans equals your 1 portion per meal. So as you can see, beautiful green beans here. Beautiful, and I can smell, one of the first things that I smell is I smell the vinegar that's used in there, and I can smell a little bit of the cayenne, and I can smell dill. So Dilly Beans, it's where they get their name from. So I'm going to go ahead and give these a try. The nice thing about these is they're fork tender. There we go. It has a little bit of a snap to them still, which is exactly how we want to have them. And let's go ahead and try these. Oh my gosh. Now, I'm going to add a little touch of pepper to them. I like to pepper them up a little bit. You know, you get that beautiful, vibrant dill taste when you first take that first bite. Now with the pepper, you don't need to add any salt to these because they've already got enough salt in them. But that pepper is going to give a little bit of a heat to that at the back of your throat. Let's go ahead. Definitely perfect. And as you swallow it, the cayenne, the pepper, you can feel it back here going down your throat, a little bit on your tongue. You can get that really, really strong taste, like I said, of the dill. And you can get the vinegar in there. And as I've said before, you can use this as a side or as a main dish. And we cooked these on the stove and just heated them up. You can do it in the microwave if you wanted to do it in the microwave, just like with your regular green beans and your wax beans. Whatever way works for you best. And then go ahead, pair it up with what you need for your My Plate. And remember, you know, you can go back and look at some of our other episodes where we talk about what you need to have for your My Plate. And veggies definitely are one of the big items that you want to be having every single day. So I'm going to give it one more taste. And I can see it got a little piece of garlic down there. And that garlic's nice and tender as well. Now I know that Emma loves her yellow beans. I'm gonna have to see how she likes the dilly beans when we pull them out. She might not like them as much, but these right here, I could eat all of these for myself. Don't tell anyone that. But, well, now y'all know. So, anyways, like we've said before, if you're new here, if this is the first time joining us, go ahead, pop down and hit our subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the little bell next to it, get all of our notifications, and you can get more of our canning tips that we have out there. You know, this is a great way to go ahead and stock up for the upcoming winter. My dad, he's got his whole area down in our utility room where we have our washer and dryer. He's got tons and tons of jars of what he's canned for the past years or so, and then what he's canning this year, and he's getting ready to do tomatoes. But I know that this is one dish that we'll share with him because I'm sure that he will enjoy it just as much as we enjoy it here in the household. Still has that snap. So thank you guys for for joining me here on Make My Food Awesome. And I hope to see you guys back here very, very soon. Enjoy.